Hi everyone, welcome back. It's really good to see you again. So as I've mentioned probably too many times this week, it is my birthday on Sunday. So I thought that it might be nice for us to bake my favourite birthday cake together. This is an Italian cream cake. It was introduced to me by my friend and neighbour here in Edinburgh. And what usually happens is that she will bake a cake for our friends and neighbours on their birthday, and then we'll have a cake and champagne party. However, she is away this month visiting family, so I thought that I would still like to have my special cake, so I'll do it myself. So I thought that I would let you join with me so we can bake it together. Now this is an Italian cream cake. It is made with coconut, almonds, pecans, and although it's got Italy in the name, it actually has nothing to do with the country. It's more of an American southern recipe, but it's delicious nonetheless. So let's get started and bake this cake together. So the first thing that we're going to do is cream together in the mixer the butter, the granulated sugar, the brown sugar, and the almond and vanilla extract until it is light, fluffy, and creamy. So let's do that first. Now, all of the ingredients and the measurements for this recipe are on my blog, nicholasfairford.com, so that you can follow along and make this for yourselves. And the ingredients are listed in grams and cups for all of my American friends, so that should be nice and easy for you to follow along with. So yeah, now just putting in the almond and the vanilla. And the almond is what I enjoy the most. It's one of my favourite ingredients, and the scent is really, really beautiful. I always say that I would like to make an almond candle one day, so maybe that will be on the cards. So let's whisk this together. Okay, so that is lovely. I've done that for about 3 minutes. It's light and fluffy. It's pale in colour, like a bit like coffee. And I've had a little taste. It is divine. So that's always a good start. So I'm just scraping down the sides with my spatula, and then what we're going to do is add in the eggs one by one until fully combined. So the recipe says that now we should sift in the flour, the baking powder, and the bicarb of soda into here with a sieve, but actually I think that's quite time consuming, and every time that I've made this cake I've just put them in all at once without sieving them, and it's worked very well. So I'm going to do that again. This time I'm going to add in the baking powder and the baking soda. Then what I'm going to do is add in the flour and the buttermilk alternately, and just keep adding them in until it is all fully combined. So let's do that. Bit of the flour and a bit of the buttermilk. Let's whisk together. So as you can see, that's really mixed well together. It looks like a beautiful batter actually. I'm very happy with it. And what we're going to do for the final step before we bake it is to add in this desiccated sweetened coconut and half of these pecans. Now the recipe calls for 14 ounces of this desiccated coconut. This is half, so you use half for the batter of your cake, and then you use the other half to decorate the cake with the icing. Now for some reason in the UK it's very difficult to find desiccated sweetened coconut. The only one I could find was this in a pack, which is desiccated but it's not sweetened. So I checked online, and what you're supposed to do is to toast the coconut in a pan and then stir through some icing sugar or confectioner sugar. You'll probably be able to find it in the US, but if you're in the UK, that's the way to do this. So let's add this in. This is quite a lot of coconut. And I'm going to add in about half of these pecans, which I've toasted as well. In fact, I'm just going to use them all. Why not? And I'm just going to stir this through by hand. Oh, it looks so beautiful. I'm so excited. Now when you bake, if you like to let someone lick the bowl at the end, whoever that may be in your household, is a very lucky person, because this is the most delicious batter. So I've got 3 cake tins which I've lined with parchment paper, and I'm now going to try to equally divide this batter between all 3 of them. It's never an easy task. I guess you could weigh them on scales if you want to be very accurate. I think I just prefer a more rustic method and just do it by eye. I'm sure it will turn out beautifully either way. Okay. I think that is pretty much even. Best that I can do. Because we've got 3 layers, it will be quite thick anyway, so I'm not too concerned about getting it perfect. What we're going to do now is bake these in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes, and in the meantime we can get on with making the frosting. First off, we're going to add the cream cheese and the butter into the blender and cream together until smooth and fluffy. Next we're going to add in the vanilla and almond extract and mix together once again. Finally, we're going to add in the powdered sugar a little at a time and whisk after each addition until smooth and creamy. So my cakes are baked and I've let them cool for about 4 hours whilst I've been getting on with other things in the house. Now I'm going to start to put the frosting between the layers and decorate the cake. Now I would usually use a cake plate, a tiered cake plate, but actually I'm having my party on Saturday, so I want to be able to put this into the fridge, and the cake plate is quite tall so it won't go in there. So I'm just going to put it on a plate, and we'll put it on a cake plate when it's time to serve it to the guests. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to start by putting our buttercream over the layer of here, and then I'm going to add in some of our pecans, and I've also got some chopped hazelnuts that I'm going to add in, and then I'm going to do that with every layer and then put it all around the whole cake. So I think I'm about ready for my cake and champagne party. I'm very happy with the way the cake has turned out. I think it looks beautiful. I will be completely honest and tell you that if you want to bake this cake, be prepared to have the day cleared, because it took me the whole day to bake the cake. It is quite finicky and there are lots of different steps, especially with putting the coconut around the edges. That is very, very difficult. But I think it will be worth it when we get to taste it. So even though I'd really prefer to keep the cake whole so that my guests and friends can enjoy it when they come, I know that a lot of people will want to see what the cake looks like inside before everyone eats it. So I am going to slice it now as one slice so that you can see, and I'll just tell my friends that the first slice went for my YouTube family. So let's slice. Being as we've had a slice of the cake, we might as well open the bottle of fizz and have the first glass together to celebrate my birthday. So let's do that. I think it's always nice to have a little drink before guests come over, just so that you feel a bit more relaxed, and that if you're stressed, all those stresses will go away. So thank you for joining me on my birthday. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you want to be in with the chance of winning one of my Botanica fragrance candles, head over to Instagram, upload a picture of how you make your life more beautiful and tag me in it. There are more details on my Instagram, and the competition closes on Monday and I'll select a winner then. I hope you have a really great weekend and a wonderful week ahead. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.